I've got this gorgeous new mould from Boo and Nicole. As you can see, I've been having a bit of a play with it already. Now, the question I'm going to be answering today, hopefully, is whether I can make a pot with half Ecopor and half resin without having to get the pot out and break it or anything like that. Now, I have done some coasters and little trays that have been a combination, but I've never tried it with an actual pot. Should we have a go and see what it looks like? So for anyone who's not used Ecopor before, it is a white casting powder, and it's so simple to use, it's crazy. You don't have to mess about sieving it. It's really easy to get the bubbles out of. It's just awesome to use. And the mix is 3 parts water to 10 parts powder. Nice and simple. And you should end up with a paste mixture about double cream, something like that. It's not overly watery, not overly thick. Now, I'm mixing it with a little plastic fork. If you're doing it in a bigger quantity, then can I suggest a big mixing bowl and a whisk? So as you can see, no need to sieve it. It's just gone all lovely and smooth already. And I can get my fork right into the corners to make sure there's none left. Now I'm going to do this in layers. We are going to, first of all, pour down this side and this side. And we're just going to leave it like that. So it's going to have these weird patches. I've got a bit left over as well, so I'll chuck that into another mould. You've got only a few minutes work time with it because it cures within about half an hour. So I'll find another mould to chuck that in. Let's make some daisies. Never know when you're going to need some little daisies, do you? Right, let's push those to one side. But what we're going to do this is just give it a little tap, and that's just to make sure we've got any little bubbles that might be trapped down the bottom in the mould. Now, my design idea is to next put in some clear resin and then put some coloured Ecopor. So we should end up with white around the top. We should have white patches here. We should then have a clear layer, but at an angle. I'm going to tip it up, so we're going to get it at an angle. And then finally, we'll put a coloured layer of Ecopor in to finish. So we should have a wedge of clear. I hope this is making sense. Anyway, all will be revealed as we go along, hopefully. If it works, you'll see what I mean. See you later. Okay, this has been about half an hour and it has actually cured, but resin doesn't like water. So if there's any moisture still in here, which there will be, even though it's all solidified, so to speak, so we need to let that really, really dry. And that is the trick if you're combining it with resin. So I'm going to leave that for probably 24 hours. Now, yes, I know that does defeat the whole object of a quick cure thing like Ecopor, but if we want to make something a bit unusual here, I think that's what we need to do. So I'll see you tomorrow. Right, we're back. That's well and truly cured. So what we're going to do is prop one side up, and I'm just going to prop it up a bit. I've got a powder compact here. That should do it. And because the mould is in one of these plastic frames, the mould shouldn't distort. So we'll see. Mix in with a little bit of clear resin, and it's Apex High Gloss that I'm using. A little bit of this. Take the lid off. Now this is the Spectrum Noir Luxury Gilding Flakes. And they're a bit weird in that the gilding flakes haven't been all crushed. So they're a bit extra shiny than what you get with normal gilding flakes. Which I think you'll agree is pretty amazing. Look at them. And they're cheap. They're on offer for £2 for a big pot. It's the only brand I found that's like this. Normally gilding papers and flakes have got more of a crushed look to them. I think that will do because I haven't got that much resin here. Have I gilded myself? Oh no, that makes a change. So the thing with this is, unlike glitter, it doesn't seem to sink. So we're just going to mix that lightly in. And I'm also going to put in the tiniest dot just to give it some sparkle. A little tiny dot of 80 Mesh Super Sparkle White. While I'm doing this, don't forget I put links for absolutely everything that I use in the video down in the video description. If I miss anything, my apologies, please shout at me and I'll make sure I put it in for you. And some of the things I will have discount codes for. Certainly the moulds and the resin. So knock yourselves out. Let's have a little bit more of the flakes, which I'm going to stir less because I don't want them all to break up completely. There we are. That should do. So I'm going to pour this in at this end. So you see what I mean? We're going to get a wedge shape. Now the the Ecopor is completely dry. I have, oh, where are you going? Too far. Bring it down a little bit. Going all over the edge. Oh, that'll stick my mould together. Don't do that. I tipped that up way too much, didn't I? Just going to let it creep its way around. It is working its way around. Let's put it more like that. That's better. So the idea is that we'll end up with a wedge shape of the resin. I have a bit left, aren't I? And then we should end up with a nice space still for another colour of Ecopore, and I've got to decide which now. And because the Ecopore will wrap around the resin, then it shouldn't break in half. That's the idea. Theory, anyway. Oh, I have gilded myself a bit. Right, what am I going to do with this? I keep ending up with too much left. Hang on. What have we got? Oh, I know. Is there enough to do a turtle? This is the Into Resin turtle. There is. So this is an Into Resin mould if anybody wants one. I've definitely got a discount code for that as well. Still some left. Oh, blimey. I know. Let's go for the butterflies. More Into Resin crystal moulds. I have these on standby because they're really good for making little extras that can be gifts for people who buy stuff from my shop. Always nice to put a little thank you gift in, isn't it? There we are. Oh, it's still got a bit left. Putting some in that one. Let's go for the tiny butterfly. This tiny butterfly is actually one of my favourite moulds. Are you in shot there? Sorry. I keep going out of shot, don't I? Too much in the little turtle by the look of it. So let's give him a little stir and bring a bit over here. Right, I'll see you later. So the resin's nice and sticky. I've laid it down flat. So as you can see, it's sticky, but it's not moving. You see that? And I thought we'd go for Princely Purple. This is one from Homeware Designs. Going to give it a good shake, because I thought purple would go quite nice with this copper. I could be completely wrong. Let's see. Because if I remember rightly, this is a very deep, rich purple. So let's give it a go. This might be too much I'm mixing up. Oh, look at that. What a colour. This might be way too much I'm mixing up now. We'll see. Obviously, it's going to get a little bit lighter when it dries. That always happens. Oh, look, I've caused a load of bubbles. That's lovely. I've definitely put a bit too much water in, so I'm just going to put a bit more powder in. That's more like it. Oh, that's a lovely colour. And obviously there's going to be way too much again. What am I like? I'll find something to put this in. Now we're just going to pour this all over the back. Now I'm going to start around the sides here and let it run slowly round. That's quite a good way of avoiding bubbles. Now, Ecopore does tend to drop its bubbles quite well anyway. This could be quite a dramatic little pot. There we are. So, I'm going to let this... Well, it's night now. It's late into the evening. So I'm going to let that cure overnight. Then it'll be good and solid in the morning. In the meantime, I'm going to find something to put this into. And I'll see you in the morning. Right, take the outer casing off. And just have a quick look at the little extras I made. Aren't they cute? Should decorate them and do something with them. And the other little extras were butterfly. Oh, by the way, if you fancy any of these moulds, I've got a 20% discount on these. Tweet the links for everything down below as usual. They're from Into Resin, these ones are. Oh, look. A little bit of it was spilled to trim out there. Oh, there we go. That's already gone. Right. Now, the main piece. Let's see if this has worked. Now this is a matte mould because it's really intended for Ecopore and the like. So it will be matte where the glittery stuff is, which isn't a problem of course because we could always polish that or top coat it or we could leave it matte. We'll see what it looks like. But it hasn't fallen apart. Got some interesting bits where the resin's gone where I didn't think it would by the look of it. It's the colours have blended slightly, but oh look. This is looking interesting. Oh, look at the inside. It's all blobby and mad and weird. I like it. Now, the question is, do I try to sand its exterior and polish it up? I think I will. Right, that's the next job. So, what we have here then is my polishing essentials. That is a little box of sandpaper. I bought this little kit from Amazon. And it's just got an assortment of grades in it, which is really good. And then the other thing we've got is some flits. This is basically meant to be a metal polish, I think. Metal plastics and stuff like that. I got it from Little Windows. I believe you can get it from Amazon and various other places too. So let's get the whole thing sanded off first. I never quite know what grit to go for. The higher the number, the smoother it is. I think I usually start though with about, find a bit of, should we try a bit 400 first? Now this is wet and dry. So you can sand wet, which works quite well with Ecopore as well as with your resin. So this is where it's going to get messy. Normally I would do this in the sink, a little bowl, which looks like it could do with a clean. And we're going to go all over like this. I have actually got the proper sanders from Boo and Nicole, but I'm not sure if any of them would be the right sort of shape for this particular mould. Right, now I'm going to go straight down to 800. As you can see, I'm doing the whole thing. You don't normally have to sand EcoPool, but because it's got the resin in it, it's hard to not sand it as well as the resin. And also, I'm hoping it'll take off where I've got some of the purple found its way down round the outside of the white. And the inside's so funky. I don't mind that that's all a bit weird in there. Kind of knew it would be because of the blob on the bottom. And then finally, we're going to go down to 2000, which is a really, really fine grit. I think it's the finest one I've got. And I hope that that's done it, because there's one thing I hate, it's sanding things. If I've got anything big to sand, I get Mark to do it with his man tools. Now, I would like to have turned this into a candle pot, and because the inside is a bit weird, I would have been quite happy to do that. But of course, you can't really have real flames around resin. There we go. I'm going to go and give that a quick rinse. So, as you can see, that was a bit of a messy process. The pot's come out nice, though. It's, I think what I'll do is wax it first, because that will protect the EcoPool from the metal polish. But I do need to let it dry out first. So that will be the first job. Let it dry. So while those are drying out, first of all, I'm going to drink my tea. Thank you to the South Derbyshire Mini people for sending me this mug, by the way. It's very good. What I've got here is some of that gilding polish from Cosmic Shimmer. And it comes with a little sponge, look. And I've not tried this one before. It's a newly opened pot. So we're going to get some on the sponge. It comes in the lid. It's like a really pale silver, this one. And we're just going to dab. Isn't that easy? I'm getting it all over me as usual. And what I'm going to do with these, I think, I'm going to put a little bit of lavender oil on the back of them. And then we'll use them as little scented things from my bedroom. Because lavender oil is supposed to help you sleep, isn't it? Can't remember where I got these moulds from, by the way, folks. So if I don't manage to find the link for you, because I wasn't expecting to be doing these ones, if I don't manage to find the link and put it in the video description for you, my apologies. And what I shall do is I shall seal them with the wax, or put a little patch on the back so that I can put my scent on them. That's nearly dry. I can do the outside anyway, can't I? Right. This is the sealing wax that I used to like to use because it is really soft. And as you can see, I'm going to need a new pot soon. It's gone an awfully long way though. But it's really soft, so it makes it a lot easier to use. I'm going to try not to get it on the wax, on the resin bit. But I think it's almost inevitable I will get a bit on the resin bit. Now, of course, it would probably be a lot easier to paint it with some of that, some shine and seal. But I really like the wax effect. And also, I don't want to make it shiny, because if I make it shiny, I might as well have just done the whole thing in resin. Of course, you can use resin in these moulds that are intended for things like EcoPool, because you're just going to get a matte finish, that's all. That's all okay. Again, you can polish, you can top coat, whatever. I just don't like doing that. It's tedious. I managed to get some purple down in there, but I don't dislike that. I'll do the inside when it's all dried out properly. And I'll probably give it a finishing coat of the wax as well. I just wanted to get one on there to protect it while I polish up the other stuff. So I'm going to rub it in, rub it off, and give it a good firm rub. And it really gets into the surface. Like I said, a couple of coats I usually do just to make sure I haven't missed anything. But because I've got it wet in sanding it, I'm not going to do the bottom and I'm not going to do the inside. In fact, you can see the inside is still a bit wet. You see, there's a bit of water in there. Now, the flits. I've got a different cloth for that. Sorry about the state of my workspace, by the way. This has just been a messy one. Just going to get a little bit of this on my cloth. This is just an old microfiber car cleaning cloth. See, just a little bit. And let's polish this bit and see if it'll come up shiny for me. That's working. It's coming up like a sheen. Don't know if I even want to get it like glass see-through. I'm quite liking the sort of translucence. But we can keep going. And there we are. I did get a bit of purple where I didn't want it, but that's okay. It's pretty. I got a few white blobs where I didn't want them. But still, that's okay. It's pretty. Somehow I ended up with a grey bit. Don't know why. But anyway, I think it's rather nice. It's got a kind of organic feel to it. The inside is just completely mad. Then this has stayed so that the back is frosted. Isn't that nice? We have a finished pot. a little bit different for you. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it now. I think I'm just going to keep stuffing it. I just really rather like this. And you can see through into all that beautiful foil stuff, which as you can see doesn't particularly sink. And I might put a plant in it. I don't know. We'll see. But I will need to seal the inside if I'm going to do that. I hope this was helpful, folks. The key learnings from this is that yes, you can get your eco casting powders. This one is eco pour, but I presume it would be similar for other eco casting powders. You can get them to adhere. Now, remember that the tricks were let your first layer, which was the white, cure completely and let all the moisture go out of it because resin doesn't like water. Then let your resin layer cure to the point at which it's firm but sticky still, so that when you pour your eco pour on top for the final layer, it'll stick to it. And I know, as I said, resin doesn't like water, but that's okay because this time we're putting the eco pour second. Is this making sense? So if you go put resin onto eco pour, let the eco pour dry really completely 100%, leave it for at least 24 hours. If you're pouring eco pour onto resin, let the resin cure enough to be firm but sticky, and then you won't have it falling apart. There we are. Interesting little make for you. I hope you like this one. If you like this video, of course, there'll be another one coming up here that I'm sure you will like too. And if you would like to subscribe, the buttons will be down here. That is completely free, so just click things. See you for the next one.